Hello, welcome to Cultural Talk, starring Demia Bolden. The topic of discussion for today was background, contributions, the greatest mathematicians, dynasties, number system, and the greatest achievements in the Chinese history of mathematics. The first topic of discussions for today was background. A little bit about Chinese, his history of mathematics. They had a lot of achievements. They were very smart people, what I learned. Basically, they had a lot of dynasties, a lot of famous mathematicians. The funny thing is that I could barely pronounce their names because I'm not familiar with, like the terminology of how to say their name. But yeah, that was basically it. The second topic of the discussion was contributions. So their contribution was polynomials, geometry, algebra, the use of decimals, and trigonometry. Well, polynomials, if you don't know what the polynomial is, it's basically like equation, or like a polynomial equation. For example, like x squared minus 9x plus 3, and then they ask you to factor it out. You know what I'm saying? If they ask you to factor it out, or if you cannot factor it out, you have to use quadratic formula to get the solution to the polynomial equations. Geometry is like triangles and squares and basically shapes. Like the formula to a square, formula to a triangle, Pythagorean theorem, and other stuff like that. Algebra is most common in every school. Like geometry might not have been, because I have met, someone that wasn't familiar with geometry, but they was really familiar with, algebra. Algebra, I think algebra is in every subject, even in geometry. Geometry is not really in algebra, but I know they all play a big factor in it. Use of decimals. Decimals are very famous in Chinese in their history. Trigonometry, sine, cosine, tangent, the reciprocals of that. Yeah. The greatest mathematicians. There were plenty to pick from, but I only chose 3. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying that I can barely pronounce their name, but I pronounce their name to the best of my ability. So the first late mathematician I'm going to talk about is Lu Ha. He was known to be the first mathematician to leave roots unevaluated. He basically gave the exact number instead of an approximation of, a number to, or a value to a solution, or a solution to a problem. He was a very smart man. He expressed it. He had a contribution to Pythagorean theorem, and that was something new to me, because even our first chapter of the course, we talked about the Pythagorean theorem, but they never mentioned the Chinese when I first read the chapter 1. But it was amazing. He was known with decimal fractions. He did that too. The next topic was Ya Jing. He was known to have one of the surviving numerical works of all time. He was also in, I'm not know if I'm pronouncing it right, Zhuhai Dynasty administration. He really threatened their administration with his words. The last man is Mujing. He came up with a definition of point similar to Yuko's element of Yuko book. But yeah. Next topic, the dynasties. Like I said before, they have a lot of dynasties. I just picked a few of them. To basically, well, I basically picked the few that I did pick is because they were similar to each other, and I'm just gonna sum up basically what each dynasty was. Each dynasty all fell, but one. The last one, Zhuhu, it was the one that the most successful dynasty in the Chinese history. Um, the Chinese number system was different among all other cultures of mathematics. There were characters from 0 to 9, special characters using 10, hundreds, and thousands. The number system, written in numbers, slightly less efficient system of using a different symbol for tens, hundreds, and thousands. Chinese has no character for ones, but have a character is used for other place values. Let's see what I say. Hello. Today I want to do an exercise with writing Chinese numbers with regular numbers. So my first example, I'm sorry you can barely see it because I wrote it on a poster. But the first question was how to write 809 in Chinese. And the second example question is how to write 904 in Chinese. So the solutions to number one was 800s, 910s, and 3. And the answer to number two was 900s, 0, and 4. Well, I used um, the Chinese number system concept to do this exercise. Well, what I did find out is that we really totally use different things. Compared to ours is different. But the only difference I can see was how they wrote 897. They said that it was 800, 800s, 910s, and 7. And in the U.S. history, American history, we say 897. We use N and they use the number. They use like tens or they use the number. Like 904, they use 900s, 0, and 4. And we use 904. So it's like we replace the N with the 0 or the another number. Well, basically it is the 0 because another example, 1004. How you would write that, or how it would be like converted to American American math, it would have been 1,000, 0, and 4. So they did not double the zeros. They just basically just used it as one. So, and I have an extra a chart in the this video showing you how to actually write the symbol of the numbers or whatever. But yeah, thank you.